Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the world of hermits and crafting. And we're here at Hermit Ranch, a beautiful farm all set up and ready to go by Red Dog himself. And it's super awesome. So I just cleared out all the sugarcane because we're using that, of course, for our enchanting table. Very exciting. Now I don't have a ton of wheat. I got, hello. Welcome to my inventory. There we go. All right, I need to get a couple cows. And of course, we're going to be good stewards and we're going to replenish the farm. There we go. And I did notice that, what in the world? Hold on. I'm like bashing on with my shield. Let's take the shield out. There we go. But anyway, we're over here getting some supplies so we can have our enchanting table soon. And yeah, so super exciting to really get going on the server. And I want to talk a quick bit about, why are you not dying? There you go. A bit about what we're doing on the server, plans and all those good things. Now you guys know some of my plans. I would love to build a Wild West town. Like that's been a dream build for a long time, and this could be a great opportunity. I also posted on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those good things, a picture of a house that I would like to do for a more permanent base eventually on the server. So those are my plans anyway. Plans, oh, okay. You have been spared by Scar. Your ingenuity of escaping. I like that little guy. I like that. Anyway, my friends, like I was saying, for community builds, this is what I'm excited about because we're going to be able to create all sorts of really cool city build. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little town where we're going to have shops and all those good things. So I want to open it up to you guys and ask you, what do you want to see my shop be? So I've come up with a couple ideas, but I wanted to run them by you. I wanted to get your feelings on them. So my idea, and as I'm telling you my idea, I want you to tell me yours and give me some feedback. So I'm thinking about a pet shop. Now the pet shop would be for defensive animals like cats, dogs. If you want to have the cat defense force, protect your base from, Bob, the creeper building inspector, and the skeletons. Don't dogs chase skeletons away now? So I think that would be perfect. And I think that might be a fun build. So maybe that's one idea. I want to come up with multiple ideas before we decide. So definitely give me some thoughts on what you'd like to see and on that idea. We're about to go into the Nether, and I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna put up my shield and we're gonna have some potatoes. I don't have any bacon bits with my potatoes, but anyway, we're going in because we need netherrack. And you might be thinking, Scar, you're not gonna do that, are you? Yes, we are. Oh gosh, we're here. Okay, we're gonna make this quick. We're gonna make it super fast and grab our little bit of netherrack. I'm just gonna go over here where it's kind of like out of the way. And we're just gonna grab a little bit of netherrack for our project today, which is of course the Smeltry tent. So we're going to build our last tent in the series, and it's of course going to be our Smeltry tent, which is very exciting. And we're gonna have to come back here eventually. We're gonna have to definitely come back. And of course, the plots around the area. So when you look at the world here, once we get back in, this is the blue district, the residential blue district. And that's where I live, in the blue district. Some people are asking which district within Kingdom or Hermitcraft. I still call it Kingdom Craft. Hermitcraft. I live in the blue district, so it's super cool. And within the area, we have, of course, Wells Knight. I think Mumbo built yes, Mumbo's gonna build his base over here. Super cool. Let's see, who else? Oh, of course, Iskall. I've been over here multiple times. Iskall has got he is progressing so fast. It's amazing. He's got a massive structure being built down there. I don't want to show everybody's builds in case, they don't want to see it. So we're just kind of running through here with abbreviated tour. False is over there on that little false island, I guess you could call it. False's island's over there. And I think this is Cubfan right here. Let me check here. Yes, this is Cubfan's base. And then of course there's ours way out in the distance over there. Of course, we're way out in the corner. I'm trying to be more sociable. Most of the time when I'm on servers, I usually find some distant corner. But I'm trying to be more sociable. One thing I did notice in our last episode, I was completely oblivious of, were these signs. So Pippa, no, this is my tent. But if you want to come visit, it's perfectly fine. And yeah, so of course this is what we built in our last episode. We got this beautiful tent all arranged. And I'm loving it. I'm loving our little setup over here. I think it's coming out super great. What we're going to do now is we're just going to get rolling right now, right here. And we're going to grab out our light stained clay. And we're going to grab out a little accent. We're going to put that away. And we're going to build the tent out of cyan stained clay. Now, lapis is at a premium. because of course enchanting and all those things. And well, I am just the worst Minecrafter ever. Instead of like using that for enchanting, I'm using it to stain clay so I can have a cool looking build. Oh, I'm just the worst at this game. Anyway, let me crap out some dirt so I can get some scaffolding rolling. And yeah, so I'm just so happy and just so passionate right now about these videos and the build. So I'm so glad you guys are loving them because I'm just having a blast playing on the server and interacting with everyone. There we go. And then of course we're just gonna put these guys up here like that. It's just so much fun, and I'm what the best part about it all is how much you guys are enjoying it. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. That just makes me so happy to see. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, beautiful, awesome, and then jump on top and add a little top. Come on, there we go, wonderful. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the little tour of the island. Everybody's slowly getting all established and ready to start here, which is so cool. And then we're gonna go, oh, what? Oh, you sneaky little spider. Oh, you little spider, sneaky, aren't you? Anyway, oh, now I just completely lost where that's supposed to be. Thanks, spider. Really appreciate that. So this one needs to go right here. So 1, 2, 3, beautiful. And then over here, we're gonna bring this down to there. And you'd think I would have memorized this by now, but of course I haven't yet. There we go, wonderful. And then of course we're gonna run this across here. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna need some of that lapis. Yeah, we should use it for enchanting, but we're gonna use it for our cyan clay because we're always trying to make things look nice, right? Awesome, there we go. So let's jump over here and take a look at this. So we've got a little bit of lapis, so let's just make a quick set. There we go. Let's grab some hardened clay because I know we're gonna need a little bit more than what I have there. And oh, I forgot we're not playing modded. I love Tinker's Constructs little base. You know, your little crafting table where you're able to put your ingredients in, and if you need to get something else, you can jump back out. Why is that not a thing in Minecraft yet? Why is that not a thing? Why can't I like put this in here, jump away for a second, and come back and have it? Or maybe even just have an upgradable crafting bench. Maybe give it, I'll give you a diamond, and then you're an upgrade. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, I love that. Anyway, my friends, oh boy, we got another skeleton or spider. Oh, you little spider, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm getting a little bit better at the combat. Not 100% great, but definitely getting a little bit better. All right, so of course we're gonna run this along here like that, similar to what we've done previous. There we go, put that one up on top, run this down like, oh, we fell off our little mound and did a little scar mistake, but nothing to worry about at all. And then from here, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wonderful. And that should bump up to about right there, wonderful, that'll be great. And yeah, so hopefully we have enough. I know I'm gonna probably have to find some more because it looks like we might be just a little shy of the amount that we need. So hopefully I can maybe go mine some. I do have a little chasm or a little thingamabob over there where I fell in earlier in our previous episode and was able to find this stuff. So hopefully I can find some more. There is a community, mine, so maybe we can jump over there and get it, but there we go. So we got that set up pretty good. Let's start working on this back section, and I'll see you in just 1 second. All right, and welcome back. And I was oblivious also to the fact that I did have a little bit more of our cyan dye left, and I was able to finish this section, and we still have 20 more left. And yeah, I'm still getting over everything, and my brain is still a little foggy, but we're getting better. Anyway, let's see, what do we need? Oh, we need stone. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get some stone out. We're gonna make some magic here. There we go. We're gonna grab a little bit of cobblestone, not too much. There we go. And then we'll use some gravel a little later on. There we go. Awesome. So what we're gonna work on is our chimney. It's odd having the crafting section up here, way up here. It's just, I'm not used to it being up there. It'd be cool if it was just down here, kind of in line with that other guy, but anyway, whatever. We're just gonna put that right there. Awesome. And we're just getting a couple things set up here so that we can make our chimney. So I think this would be really cool. So we're just gonna get some bits and bobs of supplies all sorted out here. There we go. And I should have just put that over there. Ah, wonderful. All right, so we got that. All right, so what else do we need for this? So we have our stairs, we have our half slabs. Oh, let's get some extra of these guys. There we go. So I have a couple of those ready on standby. And then I'm gonna need one of you. Beautiful. And what else? What else do we need for a chimney? I feel like that's good. The cobblestone I'm gonna use very sparingly. There we go. So I'm just maybe take a couple extra of those guys. And yeah, let's do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this back section right here be a giant kind of smeltery fireplace. I've got a couple of little things I want to try, but I think it'll look really good once we're done. So what we're going to do here is similar to this section over here. We're just going to bring these pieces out like this. There we go. Maybe some of these back sections we can kind of recover a couple of the blocks. I hope to take the entire back wall and turn it into stone so that we should have just enough of these blocks to make it through this build here. Let's see. Come on, come on. There we go. Awesome. And then how are we doing? I think that's good. I think we were perfect. Awesome. So then we're going to jump over here, and now we're going to start our stone floor. So let's clear out all this extra material, and then we're going to put these guys directly in here. There we go. And oh, we're going to grab out this guy. There we go. Awesome. So interior wise, let's talk about the interior of this. So we're just going to do kind of a haphazard floor pattern for now. Nothing too fancy at this point. There we go. And then this back section, I'm going to remove that because we are going to work quite heavily in that section. So we're just kind of mixing in blocks, nothing too symmetrical yet. Like we talked about, once we get some more wool, and we might head back to the ranch and get some wool, because that's the one thing I really needed to get there and I completely forgot. So then we're just going to kind of mix in some of these guys. And let's just see how our handiwork's working. Oh, I like it. I think we will need to kind of change a couple of little things, but for the most part, I think it's coming out pretty good. Like, you know, just kind of cut out block here and there and just kind of fill it in a little bit. And I think that'll start to kind of come together. Let's do another one right here. There we go. And I'm going to leave some of these sections a little bit blank for now, because I just want to get kind of the basic start of this. Okay. And then we can kind of start running these guys along in here and just kind of mix them in here and there. And I think that looks really nice. And then we could do something like that and like that. And there we go. It's all coming together. Put that right there. Wonderful. Okay. So before we run out of stone, which is definitely a possibility, start working on this back section here. Let's grab out just a little bit of our dirt to start kind of getting a placeholder. So I want the chimney to start about here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start this out with stone. So we're just going to start this out with stone like this, and then we're going to start to bring it upwards a little bit. So let's just bring up our smokestack, and then let's bring it up about 3 or 4 blocks above the highest point. So we're about here. Let's bring it up one more block. I'm going to bring it up there. I think that'll look nice. And let's see. Let's get kind of an overview. Let's have a little baked potato. I'm liking that. I think that's good. I think that's good so far. And boy, it must be, yep, I knew it was almost nighttime. It's too good to be true how long that day lasted. All right, and then we're going to slowly fill in. See how we're filling in each one of these little sections like that? There we go. And that'll kind of save us a little bit on our cyan clay. There we go. Awesome. Wonderful. Eventually, I think I'm going to take some of this down a little bit once we do get more cyan clay. But I think for now, I think that'll look good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump up here, just kind of fill this in just ever so slightly more. And then on this back section, I think I'm going to run this like this. There we go. And then I'm going to outstretch it to there. I'm going to cut back down like that. And then that's going to be the basic shape on the interior. We're going to jazz this up a little bit more, but let's head back inside and see how that all filled in. And oh, I like it. This is going to give us a lot of room in here for extra chests. And of course our mine shaft. So I'm thinking the mine shaft will be either on this wall or that wall, depending on how we finish this up, but I'm loving it. So give me 1 second. Let me kind of catch my breath and I'll be right back. And welcome back. And as you can see, our chimney is taking shape. All I did was just add some extra little details in here, and that's what we're finishing up now. So one thing I think we could do is we can put this on the top, and I think that'll look really cool and like a little chimney piece on the top. And I think that'll be really awesome. So let's get out our dirt, and we're going to scaffold on all the way up to the top and finish the outside. Now we got to work on the inside. Now, one thing I was not anticipating was the actual size of the interior is way more than I anticipated. So we kind of have a bit of a challenge there. We'll just see how this looks. I wish I had some cobwebs. If we had some cobwebs brewing from there, oh, that'd be amazing. But all good things can come in time, my friends. So let's scaffold all the way down. And I think our chimney looks pretty cool now. I think it looks pretty cool. A few more touches here and there, and I think we'll be finished up with it. So let's head over to our crafting bench real quick. And then let's take out this guy right here and just gonna make a couple extra of our blocks here. There we go, making a couple extra of those. Awesome, wonderful. All right, so let's head inside. And as you can see, I did jazz up the floor just a little bit with the extra little details here and there. I think that looks really nice. So what we're gonna do here, oh, this is gonna be great. we're going to put a little nether rack down here. Yep, that's right. We're going to put a little nether rack right there. That's what we needed that earlier in the episode for. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go boom, bam, and then come across here like that. And looking good, looking good. So then, of course, what we're going to do now, replace this piece right here, and we're going to bring that down a little bit, just to there for now, just to there, nothing too crazy. And then we'll replace either end on this side, making sure, of course, we stay with stone and all that, of course, for fire risk. And then because I want to light that, I just think it'll look cool. I don't think we're going to burn down anything because, of course, we're inside of a mesa biome, and I feel like we're safe. I feel like we're safe. And if it gets out of hand, we can always turn it off. All right, there we go. And there's no wood kind of in the vicinity of its effective burning range. There we go. And I'm going to take out another set of those. And I'm using all of the andesite at the moment. Now we're going to mix in some other, materials here and there. And hello there, Wells. Hello. And we're going to put that down like that. See how we're starting to kind of take shape here? I would love to do a little like log column right about there. But it's just not gonna, I don't think we're safe with that. I think we could try, but I don't know. Let's maybe hold off on that for now. Okay, so I think this is looking good. Let's fill in these last sections over here. We'll just use the rest of that. There we go. Okay, I like that so far. I know there could be some improvements here or there. So let's just see what we can do about that. Let's grab out, are we out of stairs? We are. Let's go run over there and grab some stairs real quick. Oh, hello. It looks like the little mob party's hanging out over there. So let's get that going there. Wonderful. Awesome. All right, let's head back inside. So I think it's coming together. I just think we just kind of need to get a couple little more details inside here. Oh gosh, these things are the worst. These are the most villainous creatures of them all. Worse than Bob, the building creeper inspector. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, I hate those things so much. Anyway, let me just continue to kind of tinker with this, and I'll see you in a second. And welcome back, and our tent corral is nearly complete, so let's head inside and finish our fireplace. So we'll put that across there, and then let's see here. We need to grab out our furnaces, so we're gonna do these things in here like that. So stick them all in there like that. There we go, looking good, looking good. So now I'm gonna take out this guy, and I'm gonna place him right there. All right, so as you can see, I think this is a good design for a fireplace. I think, adding these little stairs like that, and having these little bits of depth in these corners, I think looks really cool. All right, wonderful. All right, so we'll put that aside. We'll grab out that. And oh, you're not supposed to be there. I was thinking you could be, let's see, let's take this out and then replace it with that. There we go. I think that looks pretty cool. Wonderful. So let's take out our flint and steel, and here we go. Look at this. This looks really cool. Look at that. Look at the fire brewing in there. Wonderful. And there's nothing it could possibly catch on fire, which is great. All right, so this little corner over here. That sounded like the sound of something burning. But anyway, let's take out our chests, and we're gonna place these along here like, let's see, how do we wanna do? Let's put them here like this. There we go. And we'll place that one right there. Wonderful. And once we do get ourselves our first anvil, we'll put our anvil there, or maybe even the center of the room. We could change the orientation a little bit once we get a few other materials like that. This is going to be the entrance to the mine. So let's cut out this section right here. And then these will lead us down into the mine. So how cool is that? So let's grab this, and then we're gonna put that right there. And then let's cut these guys out like so. We'll cut you out also. So let's grab ourselves out a little slab there. We'll put that right there, wonderful. And then let's see, I guess we'll just put that right there and then start cutting this out. And eventually this will lead down to our mines. We'll probably do like a small room and then a staircase going down. But I think that looks cool having that in there, wonderful. Let's just see if we can kind of jazz this up ever so slightly. There we go, I like that. And then if we could stick these back here, it's a bit of a reach, but I think we can get those back there. All right, there we go. I think that looks great. And then final touches, let's put a little bit of support structure up here, little tent supports, there we go. We'll swoop around here like that, and we'll put some right there. And I don't think we put one right there, I don't think so. And eventually when we do get all of our wool, we'll add our wool under the stone and get rid of our torches. But for now, let's at least make the torches look presentable. So let's just put the torches kind of like that. There we go, so they're not so obtrusive. And there we go, my friends. How do you like it so far? I think it came out really nice. It's really simple, but definitely has some style to it. So let's actually head out and look at it from afar. And there it is. Oh, I love it. all of these kind of match and go together, and they all have their uses. And let's take a quick look at the back here where we have our chimney set up, looking super fancy, and we got that all ready to go. And I think that's really cool. So in our next episode, we're going to do the landscaping, custom trees, custom wagons. It's all aesthetics, and I think you guys will be inspired, hopefully, to create some of that stuff in your own world. So until next time, my friends, it's great to have you here on this brand new series. And until next time, we'll see you later. And as you can see, I am fully armed and ready to go because the mobs in 1.9 are unbelievably powerful, and I've been devastated, absolutely